Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, they don't love you like I love you. Slow down, they don't love you like I love you. Hold on, they don't love you like I love you. Hold on, they don't love you like I love you. Hello, good morning, hello, and hello, and hello, and how are we doing today? I hope you're doing well. Today, we're going to talk about some crazy stuff because that's what we're supposed to do. I just wanted to hear this song for a second because it was in my head. So I figured I'd play it for a couple seconds. Hopefully Facebook doesn't get angry at the fact that I'm playing this song and somehow or another get mad at me and say that it's like some kind of usage rights, which would be crappy. But really, this song's really good. Here, let's move it up a little bit more.
They don't love you like I love you. Back up, they don't love you like I love you. Step down, they don't love you like I love you. Can't you see there's no other man above you? What a wicked way to treat the girl that loves you. Well,
anyways, good morning.
They don't love you like I love you.
So, I don't know. The songs, it's addictive. People don't know this, but this song came from a song called Maps from the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. Did you know that? Anyways, I heard it and I was like, oh, I know where that came from. Anyways, so listen, today we're talking about some craziness. And that craziness is that the world that we live in is insane. And yet at the same time, it's this beautiful place. So we're talking about dichotomy today. And we're talking about how there's always a bipolar thing going on. And really what it is it comes down to your attitude and what you do to make yourself happy.
Don't feel right because it ain't right. Especially coming up after midnight. I smell your secrets and I'm not too perfect to ever feel this worthless. How did it come down to this? Going through your call list.
I'm sorry. I can't stop. The song's really...
I'm gonna lose my pride, but I'ma fuck me up a bitch.
Alright, so let's get into it. What are we talking about today? We're talking about how anything in your life, there's always another side to things. And many times what we do is it's cognitive dissonance. I've talked about this before, but we do this a lot in our lives. And what we do is we put this other thing, we have these two kind of thoughts going on in our mind, and what we do is we kind of just wipe one of them out of the way. And we do this so that we don't have to deal with any. Merry Christmas to you, my friend, and happy holidays to everybody watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying with me for the last 3 months. I really appreciate you guys. We're going to make this number grow. It's going to happen. It's growing every day. I know it's going to work. We're going to do this. All right, so this cognitive dissonance, it gives these two different things, right? We push this one away, and then we get into what's called a loop. And that loop happens because we have pushed away the subconscious talk that is coming to us. Like the things that we're getting, the bubbling up feelings that you get, the way that you are wondering about certain things. And I posted about this a couple days ago about, do you at the end of your day think about all of your issues, your habits, like right when you're about to go to sleep or right before, maybe an hour or so or two before, you think about them for just a moment and then you kind of just push them away. So this is what I'm talking about. The subconscious bubbling up is trying to tell you what it is that you need to do, what it is that you need to change. And if you don't do that change, then you end up always constantly having this negative feeling about yourself, and then that translates to this negative feeling to this world. And then you start feeling badly. And then the idea of this social consciousness, this idea of everybody's thoughts are all up here in this world, and we can all attain those thoughts, i.e. like mathematics was created at 2 or 3 different places in the earth at the same time. The radio was created at a couple places at the same time. So that kind of idea is that we're all kind of interconnected, and so if you feel bad and you think bad, then bad things will keep happening. So hence we have the media, which is constantly provoking us to feel as though things are bad and things are not good. And granted, they're not good, and granted, they're not great, and yes, there are some issues and problems, but based on that, I look very well rested. Oh, thank you very much. I'm just very stoned in the morning. That's all it is, Chris. Thank you. So what it is that if you don't work at those things, then you're going to constantly have that flare up, and you'll never know where it comes from or why it comes from or how it happens, but it just always does. So that's kind of the thing. Now, I don't know if you've heard of this thing. I've talked about it once before, but there's this thing called metamodernism. And this kind of goes along with this dualistic kind of thing. Now, metamodernism was created by a guy named Luke Turner. He has a thing called the Metamodernism Manifesto, if you want to check it out. Good morning, my dear Carlota. Thank you for saying hello. So metamodernism is this. So meta is the old school approach to art, which came from the Renaissance. It basically is this idea that you are supposed to learn and grow from the art that you see, right? So it's supposed to like inspire you. It's supposed to make you angry. It's supposed to do something for you. And then the modernistic approach to art was very Jackson Pollock. Look, I'm just going to just throw shit, and then art doesn't really mean anything, and anything can be art. And look, I just fucking made feces and made a face out of feces, and it looks like Lincoln. It's art. And so that's the modernistic approach, which means like it seems like it makes no sense whatsoever. So if you've watched any of the stuff that Shia LaBeouf has done, like Take Me Anywhere or Can You Touch My Soul, or any of these art ideas that he's done, even the one with the bag over his head where it was called #I'm sorry. It seems as though when you see it at face value that these things make no sense whatsoever, that it's just some kind of random art piece that makes no sense. But then when you actually delve into it, it has this very meta approach to it, which kind of talks about these ideas and talks about growing and learning and sharing and trying to grow from the art that you're seeing, right? So hence there's a dualistic thing that's happening constantly with us in this life, and I think that we're just becoming more and more aware of that dualism in today's world, and the more that we see it, and the more open that we are to the ability of letting everyone be themselves and have this freedom to have just to be whoever you want, that starts this other, once again, that big thing that we have, this swinging pendulum of from the left all the way to the right, and we're swinging over to the right now. At least that's what it looks like, especially with stuff like, I don't know if you heard about this, but Obama just made it legal that if you have welfare that you can't own a gun. So that's going to be fun to play with. So let's just be aware, and let's take this whole concept of what we're talking about, this dualistic concept, what it does to us. It just makes us all kinds of crazy. We get so crazy over it that we push one of those things out of the way. By having that one thing in our life only, it creates a loop. That loop then makes us feel bad about ourselves because we feel as though we can't jump out of the loop, i.e. if you have some kind of addiction, whether it's sexual, whether it's drug related, whether it's food related, it doesn't matter, whatever it is, it's something from the outside that you're trying to cover up instead of dealing with the actual issue and problem. And so by the third piece, which is how do we deal with it? What can we do to fix this problem? What can we do to get out of that circle? And the first thing is you have to recognize that you even have the issue in the first place. And you have to say to yourself, look, I really do have this problem. I do have this issue. And the second thing is to then start making the effort to at least start talking to yourself about how to get better. It's not saying get better immediately. It's not saying quit smoking and, okay, I'm healthy and all of a sudden everything's back to normal. No. But, what you're saying is that you're going to go out and work for it. You're going to find a way to do it. And that means going to classes. That means watching videos on YouTube. That means whatever you have to do to get that spark, to find that tipping point within yourself to choose to make that difference. Okay, thank you, Melissa. I love you. I love your videos too, my dear. I love watching your stuff. I really do. So, okay, guys, this is the end of my show. Like I said, we did the three-prong approach. We talked about what it is. We talked about what it does to us, and we talked about how we fix it. So now what we do is this, my friends. We go out into the world. We do the best that we can. If you can, please carry somebody's bag, open somebody's door, and if you find somebody today who looks like they're crying or they're on the phone, and I don't know, whatever, don't just walk by. Go up to them and say, listen, I know things are bad right now, and I know it looks really messed up, but I want to let you know that I know you're going to get through it. And I know I'm nobody, but I believe in you. And then just walk away. Don't say another thing, just walk. Because that voice will stay in their head, even for just a little bit. They're coming to do the lawn, so it's going to get loud here in a second. But, okay, so after that, folks, if you can't do something for people because you don't like them, then do something nice for yourself today. I love you. It's getting loud. I love you. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Oh, I forgot. Like, share, and subscribe my videos. I'm doing these every day, no matter what. I'm going to do everything I can to make you guys happy, to know that this life is awesome. Gotta go.